Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to look at a game that's in early access called Adeptus Titanicus Dominus. So if you're familiar with the tabletop game, this is kind of a port of that to say into a PC game. It's early access. What I'm going to do here right now is I'm going to just show you the simple skirmish mode, because I think that's going to give you a good idea of how the game is, the state of the game, and what you can expect by it. I like Mech Warrior. I always have. I like giant robots fighting each other, but the best kind of giant robots there are Warhammer 40k giant robots. So I didn't want to show you guys any of the story. That's why I'm doing the simple skirmish right now, because if you do pick this up, I don't want to spoil anything for it. Now, the first thing I notice right now is the level of detail in the map. It's not that detailed. Now, other areas look better, don't get me wrong, but you know, this one is not that compelling. But your cover and different things you can utilize in the environment does sort of help you out. So this is a typical, you have to get the victory points to win, and the enemy starts on the other side of the screen, and they already got one victory point, as you can see, and I'm about to go get this next one up here. So you can move and shoot at the same time if you have an enemy in range or whatever, but you also have to be aware of the weapon systems that your Titan has on it, whether it's got long range weapon systems, short range bolters, things of that nature, whether or not he's going to be decent in a melee confrontation. So there's a lot of different things to take into consideration, and when you go ahead and play the game normally, you can build out your Titan the way you want to build out your Titan. You know, you want a long range beast, and that's fine, or you want a close combat type of dude, that's fine. There are all sorts of different Titans. I think you're only going to see the Warhounds in the skirmish mode, but it is decent. Now again, it's early access, so the movement of the robots, sometimes the feet hit and there's no sound, and sometimes they just move and then there's the big clunk 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 sound. Sometimes it's not synced up. I don't know if that's a problem with my graphics card or with my PC, but it seems like it comes and goes. Another thing is, when you see the shooting, it doesn't feel like a Titan is shooting. It feels very, sedate. That could be, again, because it's Titan on Titan combat, so it's a little bit different than if you're, doing a siege or mowing down a bunch of tanks. But, so, I'm moving my robot closer, my Titan closer. I should have opened fire as I was moving closer, because he actually was in range of my long-range weaponry, and that would have been better. That would have slowly chipped away his armor. The blue bar on top, that's their void shields, and the red bar on the bottom is their health. So you got to chip through the void shields before you can get to their health, but at the end of every turn your void shields will regenerate. So there is that. So you're always going to have, unless you damage the void shields in the previous confrontation, but most of the time they regenerate. Just like in the tabletop, you have your activation phase, and I think I'm about to move on this guy and open fire on him. Maybe? Yeah. See, my long-range weapons on this Titan would have done much better if I opened up on him earlier. See, I knocked out his void shield right there. But now he's got the angle on me, and he actually takes out my weapon right there. And now you saw how he just is opening up on me and moving towards my victory point. So he's established himself in a really good spot. I want to go ahead and bring my Titan in here to try to block him from getting that victory point. And I also blast a little bit at him. Now remember, both my Titans have now fired at this guy, and now even has hit him in close combat. When your Titan gets into close combat, that's pretty much all he's going to do. You're not going to do a point blank plasma bolt shot, or you're not going to fire rockets into him or anything like that. Your Titans are going to smack into each other the whole time, which kind of takes away your main armaments and your main weaponry. So now the AI, my opponent, he's moving up on me, and I'm done, because I'm used to playing games like, you know, other turn-based games where, okay, I'm going to do the typical 2-on-1, gang up on this guy, beat him, and then take out the other Titan. Well, that would have worked if my one Titan wasn't in close combat, and if I didn't right here waste so much shooting on trying to hit that other guy. So the AI comes in and just unloads with his long range weaponry on me. And now they did exactly what I wanted to do. They're on 2-on-1. And now I'm going to be cheeky, and I'm going to think I'm going to use cover as I move forward. But what I end up doing is wasting most of my shots into the side of this mountain. As you can see, I don't have a shot, but I'm sitting there going, oh, you know, something will get through. And a little bit does, but remember, all I have left is my heavy bolters. So if I had my plasma gun, that'd be great. Now I actually end up knocking out all of his, you know, shields. But all this guy can do now is go into close combat. So I'm kind of screwed. I hit him, did hardly any damage. Their armor is really good for close combat, which is why they get so close. And then this guy just blasts me. Shields come back. Now you think my guy, the one that's stuck in the middle between the two other Titans, he's got nice looking shields. It doesn't matter. His health is almost gone. So I hit this guy with some good shots from behind, thinking, oh, and that's another thing. So I'm not pulling you away from the action. The camera's really janky when you try to like zoom in and out. It's not intuitive. See, I'm not really trying to do that. I'm trying to keep up on the action, but I just can't. I just am constantly fighting the camera and my mouse, trying to get the right angle. So I'm looking at him. I'm like, look at how little health he has. I'm going to go ahead and slam into him and defeat him. I even check my little, you know, targeting data, and I'm going to go ahead and take a swing. And do absolutely nothing to him. And he hits me. And that's going to be all she wrote. Down he goes. He explodes. The explosion does a little bit of collateral damage to the other two guys, but the AI is smart enough to realize, oh, I don't need to take out the other guy. I'll just go towards the victory point. And that was it. They got more victory points than me, and end of turn 6. And that's it. So that is Adeptus Titanicus Dominus. Check it out if you think it's interesting.